Hello everyone, welcome back to the Legends Tournament series where we cover the final rounds of the official on-site tournaments of Advance Wars by Web. It's been a while since the last one, but we are back. Let's go. So, today we're gonna do the round 2 and last round of the Quack Cup number 2, which, as a reminder, the gimmick here, Quack Cups were always gimmicky, but here it is standard with tags. So you have two COs to pick, and the gimmick is also that the map is always Shadows Chase You Endlessly, a very staple map from the site. It's been there forever, but in weird ways, always like stitched together and all that kind of stuff if you watch the other videos. But in this last round, it is simply the map of Shadows Chase You Endlessly, but in Paint. The design of it was made in Paint. Yeah, like Paint the app. Yeah. So JJ went wild. He was kind of crazy one day, and he decided to make this map in Paint. So there we go. If you hover, the mouse over it, you'll see the tiles, like the actual tiles of Advance Wars there on the little tile analyzer. So this is a mountain, forest, whatever. But all of these were all made in Paint. Don't ask me how much time it took him. I have no idea, but I bet it was a very long time to get all this done, because you'll see like there's different roads, even the forests are different. So yeah, this was probably a lot of work. So props to him. It looks amazing. I really like it. But yeah, round 2. Let's do a quick reminder of what the first round was. So we have 5 players in the finals. We have Rejuice, we have Laska Larner, we have DFS, Shock, and Talos. From those 5, we can kind of count out one of them, which is Shock, because he played a little bit in the first round, but then he booted, and the second round he just booted in the first turn. So we can just count him out. Spoiler there, whatever. I'm not even going to cover that. So we're left with Rejuice, Laska Larner, DFS, and Talos. From the first round, the winners of those matches, we had Laska Larner winning 2 times. So he beat Rejuice and DFS. And then Talos beat Rejuice. So out of all of them, the one that will probably not win, definitely doesn't win, is Rejuice, because he already lost 2 times. Even after getting a free win against Shock, they all get a free win. He's just not going to be able to get enough wins to be able to win the overall tournament. So we're left with Rejuice against DFS, which is going to be important, because DFS, if he gets a win, he could be able to get into a potential 3-way tie. But pretty much the 3 that have the chance to win are Laska Larner, DFS, and Talos. So yeah, let's go ahead and go with the first match, which is going to be Rejuice and DFS. Again, Rejuice is not going to be able to win here, but it's going to be important to see whether DFS can win, because then that could mean that he could win if he beats, I think he needs to be Talos, and then Laska would have to lose to Talos, and then they would all have 3 wins each, something like that. We can look at it later if that does happen, but this is going to be important. If Rejuice wins here, not only will he still not win the tournament, but that means that DFS will not be able to win either. So important here for DFS to try to get the W here, right? And so remember, this is tags, right? So, and it looks like it was tier 1 and tier 3. So they went Von Bolt, Rejuice went Von Bolt and Rachel, which Rachel should be really strong here. Remember, this is like the original Shadows Chase You Endlessly. So usually she was kind of banned in tier 3 because it's so choky and extremely high income, but Andy's also pretty good. So I wouldn't be surprised if those are the picks, like Rachel, Andy, maybe Kindle as well, but they're probably relying on just Von Bolt on a day-to-day basis, and then kind of switching over to these guys perhaps after using the super, and then you use the other CO super, right? Kind of chain them together, something like that. We're gonna see a classic here opening where you just go for this quick city and you block with a black boat, so that it slows down this airport capture. This is just classic things. If you've never played this map, I highly suggest that you do this. Kind of like a thing you have to know about the black boat. You come over here, you block this path that would otherwise, like if you don't block, then you just skip this capture, walk over here, and then go for that capture. Because what this does is it prevents you from being here, and then you have to go over here, and then this black boat can then go and sit over here on this, like in one of these shoals, right? In one of these two. And so then this infantry that just walked this way, which would have wanted to spend 2 days to get to the airport, it's not going to take like 3 turns, right? To either this airport or the city or whatever. So it kind of delays this infantry. So you're going to see that both are going to do that exactly the same. Going for the city capture right here. Lots of chains here, lots of income. I'm going to go for that. Okay, ooh, actually, reduce moving the blackboard over here. So allowing... Wow, that is surprising. Let me go back one turn. So he just left that blackboard right there. Okay. I guess at this point it doesn't matter too much, because even if you block this guy, then this one can walk over here and then goes to the airport. So I still feel like you have to, because if not, you could put both infantry here and then you start capping the airport and the city with both of these infantry. We'll see if the FS will do that. Okay, he doesn't. Okay. So maybe I'm wrong on that. No, maybe these guys are definitely better than I am. So they probably know something there. I would still rather do that, because then you're stopping at least one cap. I know you're foregoing this one. The thing is that this capture then kind of ends right here. This capture route, you could possibly put, chain it to this, or to like also interrupt this one, because these are kind of contested. But oh, we'll see. Anyways, they leave their black boats there. Later, what I like to do here is put the black boat like either here, and then tanks here are slowed down. Like usually a tank will do 2, 4, 6, and then does 2, 4, 6. So it can sit here, right, in 2 turns. If you put it right here, then it's forced to go around this, and it takes another turn. So there's 2, 4, 6, and then 2, 4, 6. Doesn't even touch the city. So that's pretty strong. So getting a bunch of caps, already day 5, we're at 10k income. Just infantry, we'll see if we make us a tank. Okay, wow, just infantry. Both of them are skipping on vehicle buys. You do need a lot of infantry here to capture all the, like kind of to go to all the capture routes you have to do, right? Like this guy is gonna capture this and this. You need one over here to then chain here. You need another one to go down here to capture these 2. You need another one to go here and then probably get this one. Like you need like 4 or 5 infantry just from this base. And this one as well. You need one for this route. You need another one for this. Another one here, another one here. Yeah, 4, maybe 5 from each base. So I can understand why they're skipping on early vehicle buys. And now we're gonna see a tank. So very delayed, but so much that now Reachus has 19k. So he could open with a medium tank if he so wants to. Getting the airport, both of them. Black boats are now not going to block here. And they're actually going to go and block the port. This is also very classic. All people do this. I kind of like blocking this, the early tank path. Because you can get some early shenanigans over here. But none of them are doing that. I'm also surprised none of them are opening like recon. It's just very greedy eco approach. So now this blackboard is actually going to block this infantry from getting this city in 2 turns. I feel like Delphi is just going to walk over here, so it's not that big of a deal. Chaining over there, and there we see the penguin sitting right here with the options of going for that cap or interrupting. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does go for that interrupt. There's nothing protecting it other than a literal capturing infantry, so that's not really defending it, because that'd be like a double interrupt. So if this penguin goes to interrupt and this guy goes to defend, that's a double interrupt from that FS. So very strong. So I would definitely go for that hit right there. It has to be from the road though, which is a little bit less ideal. But it still interrupts 2 captures if he so decides to interrupt. He's thinking about it, but he'll definitely go for it. Yeah, there you go. And now we're gonna see some copters. Very, very key here, because this copter can threaten these captures right here. So this is base light, remember, so you don't have a lot of bases, and it's very tricky when and what you buy stuff. Air units are going to be really strong here. You're going to see lots of copters, perhaps even bombers as well. pretty strong. So we just have opening with an anti-air here, which is definitely key because he wanted to start this capture predicting an obvious buy of a copter here. So making sure that it can't interrupt us for free. But Deadfest can still go for the interrupt and put a tank right here and then be able to take out the anti-air and just like have more copters coming. That is actually not a bad idea because this is the only infantry over here. So if he stops this capture, like, that's it. Like, hey, you're not gonna capture any of these two anytime soon, right? This is base light, so many captures, and as we were saying earlier, so many capture routes. So injuring a single infantry by sacrificing a vehicle can definitely be very worth it. It's almost like high funds, this map. Gonna get a little hit there. So reduce not falling for the double interrupt to retaliate here, which I think is smart. But that is gonna get away with getting the middle city, while Reduce is not gonna get this one. And I can guarantee you that this city is not gonna get captured by Reduce in the foreseeable future. Like, it's very easy to, once you interrupt this, to keep it neutral. You can lock it down. You can even make a rocket. On one turn it sits right here and it locks this down. I've seen that quite often. So actually gonna send a tank to finish off the infantry. Okay, that's kind of strange. So gonna... Wow, it doesn't go for the interrupt there. Okay. Damn, that's definitely not how I would have played it. But like giving a tank shot right here to finish off an infantry that it wasn't even like gonna finish the capture next turn, right? Because it shot at the infantry. So, oh well. And the copter going down instead of this way to threaten this area. Huh. Not sure what Deadfest is thinking. This doesn't seem like the ideal play. But maybe he has something in mind. Like, I feel like usually I would send the copter, well, I guess to interrupt this, right? And then have the tank support, or you could even send it like 2, 4, 6. You can't put it anywhere here without it getting shot at with by this anti-air. But so you could threaten this perhaps. Like it could be right here, 2, 4, 6. Or right here on this C tile, and then you can shoot at this infantry from the mountain. That'd be pretty nice. Can't even cover. Look at that. That would have been a free interrupt. If you put the copter right here, then this anti-air cannot be there in time to protect from the interrupt. That would have been really nice. But Deadfest maybe not seeing it. Gonna go for the port capture. There we go. The black bolt blocking right there. So not gonna. Pretty much Reduce going for the I'm going to deny you the port capture for the long game, and Deadfest going for the I'm going to delay your tank pathing through this area. This airport is very strong. There's a lot of people that feel like, oh, the airport is so exposed, like that's your weakest area. It's like, sure, but airports are still very strong, especially in base light. You just spam those copters. You have like a tank or two, and then you can ward off or just like snipe any anti-air that even sacrifices itself to take a copter, and then you keep pumping out copters. So airports are definitely very underestimated or very underrated by certain people. They are like another base. They really are very strong. There's only one land unit that can answer air units, so it's very tricky. Gonna go get these captures. Seems like Deadfest is gonna get them. Maybe this copter could stop this one later, but doesn't seem like it. So focusing more down here. Received that little negative tank trade. Not sure why he allowed it, but oh well. This infantry also by Reduce, like shooting at a tank to get injured, which definitely not ideal because now it's not at full health to actually threaten a 2-turn cap over here. Very like non-ideal turns, I would say here. So see now, like because of that, Deadfest can position himself much more like further away from the city because he doesn't have to stop at this turn. He can give himself 2 turns. Like this infantry could possibly interrupt it, right? He walks here, caps again, interrupts. So that little infantry poke right there was definitely not good by Reduce. It would have been much better to be at full health right there. and then force the defense to be a bit more closer to try to keep denying the city. Setting his anti-air, he really wants to get the city, so he has these two guys defending this capture. We'll see what the defense does here. You also need to account for Von Bolt's defense, so this tank is not going to deal that much damage right here, right? Like, at least from a forest, yeah, it does like 4, most likely 4, so at least at 6, then it goes up to 8, so yeah, it's like nothing. You definitely need 2 tanks right there. You know, an 8 HP copter, 8 HP anti-air is going to shred a copter to pieces. But positioning everything very far, even doesn't go for the attack there, okay, because he has another turn again. So there you go, now we position the infantry in range to do double infantry hit over here. And Reduce doesn't have a lot of army, and the defense is just getting more of a middle position, I guess. Kind of not doing too much on the sides, not going for any interrupts or anything, but rather interrupting this single city and positioning himself in the middle. Which is definitely something that happens a lot on this map. If you control the middle, then you can kind of pivot to one side or the other. But the sides are pretty juicy. You got a lot of properties right here. Usually, like these 4 will go to the blue player, and then these 2 will go to the brown player, and then it's kind of like this player's objective to contest these, try to flip them, and this player's to defend them. But maybe you can even invest a lot if you front switch a bunch of units and take out the enemy's airport. That's a big win condition. So copter gonna hit and that, so okay. Just, I don't know, injuring the black boat, giving a little bit of charge, going for that interrupt there, and that's pretty much it. Denying this forest tile from the FS, trying to use it with the anti-air, I guess. So focusing more over here on the airport side and denying this capture, possibly this other one, but I'm sure this anti-air is gonna go and take this copter out. So that doesn't happen. And then tank could go and shoot at this guy. Probably not. There's like 4 more vehicles right here, and all these are kind of too far away to kind of respond. We'll see what that defense does. Okay, definitely copter goes down. Brings a copter and goes for the kill on that infantry. I also protect this anti-air, so that Reduce would have to like use one of these. This infantry is not going to be enough to finish off this guy. He's going to need a copter. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so a copter or a tank would finish this guy off, but then you would only have 1 tile to attack this anti-air from, and then you would do what, like 5? Oh, okay, 4. That's not bad. The thing is that then a 4 HP anti-air does a good amount of damage. Yeah, does 5 damage to a copter. And it already killed 1, right? So if it does half damage, it's still good. So, but he does have to make another one. Yeah, that makes sense. Got also these copter coverages. Anti-airs are out of position. There's no plus movement here, powers. So it's a bit easier to position, right? At least in this mid-game moment. Capture-wise, Reduce is gonna get this. Same with DFS. So this corner has not gone contested. And port area, looks like this blackboard is gonna remain there. It will go down in 18 turns. Copter, okay, gonna finish off that, so he does not get that capture. Finish off that infantry. Gonna attack the anti-air. Oh, okay, got a nice roll, I guess. Lifts it up 4. Goes for the copter to try to kill it and doesn't, but this is really nice. Definitely would probably go and heal this back. Oh, something I forgot to mention, but this is tags, right? Like I did mention that, but you can't see the other power. I don't know why. It's some bug from the replay. These matches are kind of old. I think they finished like a year ago. Yeah, I've just had a lot going on last year. If you've been following the channel, APC and everything, so my coverage of these tournament series have been a little bit delayed, let's say. But I'm happy to be covering them again. I hope you guys are as well. I really enjoy them. I think we get to see some high-level play and on like the same map, which makes it really interesting. Gonna sacrifice this injured infantry right here to injure this guy, which is the only one really healthy from Reduce, which would have loved to go and capture these guys or these cities. The only other one is this one, but it's really far. It's gonna take like 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to even start, and by then you can bring some more support. Going for more of a middle approach here. So went for a kill there. It seems like. Okay, let me go back 1 second. Oh no, he didn't go for a kill. So sorry, but he just goes for the capture, goes and sit right there, and the Reduce's vehicles are mostly focused over here, right? So after this gets injured, that means that his possibilities of doing anything with his army are very limited now. These copters can't really dive any deeper. They would have to kind of take a few turns to kind of wrap around and go towards the middle where Deadef's army is. And it's a pretty big threat now because he's going for this capture. Reduce could go and interrupt this. Ooh, we see a bomber. Love it. I love bombers. Bomber, double infantry. So Reduce now, he could go and interrupt this, but he definitely started losing a lot of infantry, and these vehicles are very delayed. This tank even, like, now trapped by the black boat in this ideal spot, which I prefer. Like, this is gonna take way too much. These tanks especially are totally stranded. That's kind of like the drawback of investing on your airport side, especially tanks, is that you're just not gonna front switch them. Like, taking them all the way around is gonna take you forever. So you're better. They're just a better investment to keep pushing forward, but now that there's no capture threat, it's kind of dwindled down, and Reduce taps out and resign. I think he could have possibly kept playing on, but I think it makes sense. The defensive position is better, just not like absolutely winning, but hey, it is what it is. This is definitely very painful for Reduce, having these 3 tanks stranded over here, not being able to do too much with them. There's definitely no way to break through here. But yeah, it wasn't looking that bad. I guess here there was the threat of these 3 healthy penguins to flip this. So yeah, it was going to be hard for Reduce perhaps in the long term, in the next couple of turns, to stop or completely deny this, probably impossible. And also stopping this from just like 1 base reinforcement and all this over here. So that means that Reduce is out of the tournament. This was his last match and he lost, which that means that DFS has a chance, right? He needed this win to now have a chance at winning. Okay, moving on to the next game, to our second game, we have DFS against Talos. And if DFS wins here, that'll put him at 3 wins. And then we have Talos against Lascalarner. So tricky stuff. We could possibly talk about the ramifications of possible wins here or there to try to get a tie or not, but might as well just get into the match. I'm actually gonna change the colors here. I think DFS, I wanna make you yellow comet and replace. There you go. So we're gonna have Talos over here. He got a win on the round 1 against, who was it? Reduce, I think. Yeah. So yeah, both of them are at 2 wins. This is gonna be the last match for DFS, so important for him to get a win here to try to win the tournament. And Talos has this one and 1 more. So if he wins this one and the next one, he absolutely wins. He could lose this one and then win the next one to have like a 3-way tie. So, similar picks here. Both of them went with Von Bolt as their tier 1 CO, and they both went with Andy as their tier 3 CO. Moving the black boats, going for the first city over here. Chaining over here. I think this chain makes more sense because you can then chain over here, so it's more money than going for this and then needing 2 turns right here. So it's kind of like a no-brainer to just go and do that. You could also potentially skip and try to rush this, perhaps. Let's see if we'll see some recon opening. No, just infantry for now. Same thing over here with the infantry pathing and the black boat. This is funny to see, actually. Talos and DFS, they are like 2 of the biggest rivals. They're always facing each other on tournament finals. It's very funny. They're just such good players. So much fun to watch. So let's see. Got one infantry going for the airport. They're having like literally the same capture phase. Like even this, yeah, literally the same capture phase. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Got the tank, infantry. Got the airport capture here. Okay, so yeah, so first tank over here by Talos. That'll be the first vehicle. No skipping like on last game. And Deref is going to respond with his own tank. So this tank is going to try to probably keep this neutral like we saw last time. And Deref is going to try to defend that capture. So the timing here is important because this guy wants to go capture, this guy can position to interrupt, and then the tanks support both of them. Ooh, actually doesn't go for that. Okay, so very likely that Talos will not be able to interrupt this capture unless he uses the tank. So, okay, he is bringing the tank. He's gonna chain the tank. Ooh, looks like Deref had skipped a tank build earlier because the tank corridor is kind of whack here. But yeah, they probably skipped some builds. There we go. You'll definitely need the tank to defend from this tank. Maybe just put it on the HQ, most likely. But we'll see if Talos will go and interrupt here or not. I think it's worth it. Just attacking from the road, perhaps. And then just chaining the tanks. Then you can start bringing copters as well. This city is always so contested. And Talos going for the little blockage of the route here, which is kind of my favorite. Not sure why this Blackboard is here instead of here. Oh, I guess it was to block this guy, right? So it didn't go for the stealing 2 turns. Now forced to go here. But I don't know. I'd rather let the infantry go for that instead of this one, because this one can then chain to this. Oh, I guess this one too. But rather this can chain over here or interrupt your capture. And there we go with a copter. So both tanks in the middle. It doesn't go for the interrupt there. Okay. So Talos definitely not like other players out there that will sacrifice anything and everything to stop your captures. You know who I mean. And Deref is going for the com tower first rather than the city. Same thing for Talos. Damn, they play so similarly, man. Got the copter tank build over here. Blackboard's gonna wrap around to be in time to stop this port capture. This infantry is gonna move here. And Talos not going for that. He's allowing the port capture. Honestly, the fact that the map has so much income, one city difference doesn't make that much of a difference. And I feel like the pathing here can make more of a difference. If you can do something about it, like with it, it will be impactful. So a couple are gonna move in towards the middle. Actually, no anti build here from Deref. He didn't have the funds though, unless he would have to base skip for copter anti here. He really wanted to push out that copter, but I think it makes sense because he can still respond to the copter with his own, perhaps. The Talos will probably need an anti over here. Okay, not. He just makes a copter. There's nothing in range of the copter just yet, and then it'll be in time to be defended by this copter. But both of them got the middle city, so we're not going to see any brawling here, trying to interrupt or that kind of sort of stuff. We'll have to see if they're going to do stuff here on the sides then for these two cities. We got one infantry for Deref that will probably go there, and we got these two infantry from Talos ready to capture the following turn. Also tricky over here. I feel like Talos needed an anti-air because this copter can now go over here and stop this capture from Talos for free. And there you go, boom. So that's in range. An anti-air in one turn is not going to be able to reach. Like it does 2, 4, 6. So you can attack with a copter from the planes over here, and then the anti-air will not be able to reach. So this is going to stop these captures by Talos. You're going to have to like wait and make an anti-air, pretty much. And on the other hand, Deref is making his own anti to defend these. Yeah, from this copter. It's kind of defending all of his stuff. But also the timing for this area. So he's definitely going to need 2 anti probably. Since his copter went towards the side. So that's kind of the tricky part, you know? How many anti-airs and how quickly you make them is tricky. And yeah, no fight over the middle. Let's see. The fight is going to be over here on the sides. There we go. Double infantry going to point at those two cities. Just going to have to sit back, make an anti to defend from this copter. Copter in position to interrupt any capture over here. I think it's also blocking the path from this infantry to go to the city. 2, 4, 6. It would be kind of ideal to have it like here so you could reach this plains tile to force the anti to be a little bit more further into this area. But at least this is enough that it's stopping this infantry from capturing this city, which he wouldn't be able to interrupt it otherwise. And so it forces Deadfest to capture this, which Talos does have a guy in range to interrupt. So that's nice. But I think that Deadfest could possibly block. No, he can't block. So capture, gonna go for this. So Ante's gonna have to like be kind of awkward over here, probably like in the shoal. 2, 4, 6. No, actually, yeah, because he put the copter here, he can probably put the Ante like way down here, like 2, 4, 6, right? Yeah, like on this road tower right here, and he'll be able to see you and cover this city. Copter do something similar, just block this the city tower right here. Actually, much better because he not only is blocking it, but he's also in range of this plains tile right here, down here. Boom, boom, right there. So that's really nice stuff. And going for the capture and hitting that infantry. Okay, that's really smart. I was thinking he could try to block, but he doesn't have enough units. But this is also smart. It will get shot down by this copter, but it's going to ensure that he gets this capture, which is pretty important. Not going to be in range for this other capture, though. It's not ideal. Ooh. Oh, okay. Makes another anti. Okay. So he sends the anti over here to defend this, and then makes another one to protect this. That's nice. So overall, I think I'm liking more Dead for this approach. I feel like Talos could have been a little bit more aggressive here, try to go for a little tank interrupt thingy, but oof, look at that. Yeah, that hurts. But he'll get this capture. He'll probably not be able to get this capture, honestly. Going for that right there. Do you go for that kill there? Probably not, right? Because you can't follow it up. So Deadfest is pretty much just like trading half a vehicle here to get this capture, which maybe in like 4 or 5 turns is gonna pay off. Copter's gonna go in and interrupt from that tile, which Talos allowed. Very surprised about that. Looks like he, I guess he really needed the anti to kind of like shoo away the copter so you can start capturing that. But yeah, allowing that kind of hurts. Maybe he thinks he can like trap the copter next turn. So doing like infantry here, and he can't even trap it. So that's a free interrupt right there by Talos. So that might have been a misplay right there. Oh, okay. Actually, it does go for the kill. I feel like that's usually not very good, especially because you have these 2 tanks and no tanks of your own. So now, instead of losing half a vehicle to get the city, you're losing a vehicle and a half against 1 vehicle. I don't know. Maybe it's kind of the same. The thing is that this is the airport and base area, so this player's gonna have more unit count, while this one only has 1 base. So it's a bit trickier. It's trading one for one because it's gonna be worse for this player right here. There you go. Ante's gonna get taken out with the tanks. Copter is still gonna go in and attack that. We're gonna hit it with this other guy. And then you can just make another copter. You just keep copter spamming and taking out Ante, especially because he didn't make another Ante, right? It's an artillery. We'll see if Deadfest does something similar over here in this area. This anti-air is now, yes, covering here. Perhaps he thought about this. Like he was like, okay, it'll drop down to 5. It'll stop me by 1 turn, plus another K in funds just because of repairs. Although not really, because he's already repaired something. So it'll be like a 1k damage, just as long as he can have this over here in this area. But putting his copters away from this copter doesn't go for the capture. Okay. He doesn't want to get into like a copter fight. There's these 3 copters, right? This one can still switch over. But, interesting. Very like passive play by Talos here. You could definitely started to capture and then having double anti-copter. Maybe you don't win just because of a lack of tanks to deal with these two tanks. Tricky stuff. We're getting close to the 100k in army value. Copter tank gonna take out that infantry. Copter gonna come back. So this is kind of done. It got a little bit of damage dealt, and that's it. It's like, okay guys, I'm back. And lots of copters. Wouldn't be surprised to see another copter built. No, he definitely needs another anti-air, because this one is gonna die now, so he's not gonna be able to make a copter. And makes an artillery. Wow. This artillery is put in the shoal to lock down this neutral city. Very interesting. Okay. So Catcher gonna go through there. Gonna go for the double kill on that anti-air, and then gonna start capturing. And then Copter couldn't get a hit there. Oh yeah, it doesn't reach. Okay. But yeah, no anti here because he didn't build in the past 2 turns. He was trying to long-term lock this down, and perhaps he can long-term lock this down. He would have to like interrupt and put the artillery, but at the same time cover it from all these vehicles, and he doesn't have enough. I don't think he's gonna be able to do that unless he pulls some magic tactics. Yeah, I kind of doubt it. And now he's here in artillery. Tiles was like, I like that idea. I'm gonna do the same thing, because this infantry is gonna be able to either start this capture right here, which he can then interrupt and lock down, or walk and then capture, which he can lock down as well. Okay, went for the little sacrifice there to barely interrupt the capture. Does not go for the RD lock there. Goes for the double RD lock on this city. Like, you are not getting that neutral city. Damn, this is like classic warfare kind of thing. We got the artilleries from the beaches shooting from across the water, you know, onto to the other land. That's very funny. Aren't these tiles cool, man? Like, this is cool. I really like these custom tiles. They look very nice, and they're not like as invasive as perhaps other kind of tiles. And now we got a Neo tank here by that FS. As we get into like the 23k income spectrum, I guess, in the base light. So you're gonna be able to make Neo tank infantry every single turn, bomber double infantry. It's pretty crazy. So a Neo tank. Why the Neo tank? Perhaps to go towards the middle, try to. I don't know. Seems kind of tough to go for this stuff, and he's also front shifted all these tanks that were over here now going towards the middle. So he might be thinking about going towards the middle. He's like, you know, going for this is too tricky. He does have 2 anti-airs and a copter, and has a healthy amount of infantry, so he'll be able to keep interrupting this. Maybe I'll just shift over towards the middle. And Tiles getting prepped for that, positioning to threaten this. Makes a bomber in response to this Neo tank. Bombers here are gonna go crazy, man. Like, you know how these tanks take forever to kind of front switch? Bomber does it in 1 turn. He's like, sea tiles, mountain tiles, forest, no problem. Boom. 1 turn is already in the middle, 2 turns already over here. Like, put it in the middle and it threatens everything. It's beautiful. Bomber, best unit. Goes for the double infantry kill there. Now, yes, he's locking down his own city and the neutral city. And doesn't even, like, protect the RD. It's just protected by supporting units. Okay. Definitely, can I need another anti-air? Yeah. Because you have bomber, a double copter. If not, all this could just pounce. And just 1 anti-air is not going to cut it. I guess you have double copter support as well. But we're getting into a scenario where it's like, ooh, where do I go, right? I feel like there's a lot of people, especially in like the middle levels, that in a situation like this, they don't know what to do. It's like, there's troops everywhere. Like, I don't know, do I go for this? Do I not? Like, they're gonna struggle in these scenarios. So this is really nice to see, and try to analyze what these top players do and how they come out of these scenarios, because there's always something to do. It's tricky, but you kind of have to build it slowly. So for example, the Devil is going to try to get this city, and he can try to deny this. We'll see how much Talos decides to invest over here in defending. You know, block, bring the ARD so it protects this tile. Okay, so leaves a good amount of vehicles over here. Okay. So yeah, he really wants to make sure to get this city. Because they might go into like an even capture where the FS gets this, Talos gets this. They're actively trying to deny the other one, so one of them can have income lead, and if they get into a very stally scenario, one will have slightly more. But while also trying to threaten this middle city. I got this bomber, which is threatening a lot of positioning, so this new tank can't just like sit comfortably anywhere. Just trying to get an edge somewhere. Gonna sit on these cities with the tanks, protect this capture with his arty, just block this. So Talos gonna need a lot of units to try to stop this capture, right? Got the double anti, they can be in the front. I love to do this. Just putting them in the front as part of the wall, because tanks can't hit them. You know, they can't reach, and you defend from all these air units. I guess the bomber could have can go and kill one, but you have another one, and you could just probably make another one. Yeah, there you go. So definitely do not want to go with a copter in here and take out an anti-air to then just get killed back by another anti-air. So not gonna go for the interrupt. No. Okay, so Dervis is gonna let this capture go through. So he really wants to make sure to get this city. Let's see if Talos allows it or decides to go in. I feel like Dervis has way much more army here, and there's a good amount of infantry by DFS to keep trying to capture this. He also doesn't have infantry in range of the city, so he would have to dedicate a vehicle, multiple actually. Like, he has to send a vehicle and an infantry. I guess he could send like these two infantry to take this one out, and then send a copter, take this out. But you start losing vehicles, and it's not sustainable. Like, I feel like this is not gonna be sustainable for Talos. And then he might fall into unit value, like, what do you say, like just be down on that, and then the device is gonna have an easier time positioning and like out zoning Talos just by having more army. So let's see. He gets the capture, he's happy, kind of shifting a little bit of the units towards the middle, perhaps, you know, chaining all these infantry to try to go for this. He'd have to like be threatening to get rid of this tank. Nothing there. Yeah, I guess the tank, bomber, kind of, or copters can do that. But also still leaving a few stuff over here because it doesn't want to allow this stuff to just charge in and take over these cities. Bomber gonna sit over here. This bomber is crazy, like, right? Like, it cannot be hit from either of these two tiles by anti-air. And just look at that range. It's beautiful. It just reaches everything. So it's such a nightmare for Deadface here to try to position and defend stuff from it. Copter's gonna move back as well, out of range of the anti-airs. And he is gonna let that capture go through. So we're going into income parity pretty much, except that Deadface is denying the support. 1k, you know, 26 to 25. I'm not sure what the percentage is there, a difference, but it is not a lot. It's very small. And the more income, the more unit value you have, it's like 1k is just not gonna matter a lot. It's more about how much more army you have and what better of a position you can get. Of course, if like 20 turns go by, Deadface gonna have 20 more k. I guess it's not even that much, because 20 more turns is day limit. So maybe Deadface can just go for a day limit, honestly, right? He could just like stall it out completely and just go for day limit. 1k advantage is gonna be enough for him to win here. So he just has to hold on for 20 turns and he'll win. But trust me, it is not gonna be easy. And if there's a player that is very comfortable at just like stally boards and very big unit accumulation boards, that is going to be Talos. So let's see what Talos decides to do here. He's positioning more infantry in range of the city, brings his artillery, front shifts this tank. It's going to make a medium tank over here. I think medium tank is going to be great too. One shot anti-airs, right? Like, let's see. Okay. Even on the planes, as one bolt, it's going to be able to one hit kill. So that's going to be really nice. to be able to break through certain walls. Even infantry, most likely, yeah, same damage. Beautiful. It's not gonna be able to one-shot tanks though, but it's still gonna be a nice tool. The bomber is definitely a response, like it's a counter to that Neo tank. Tricky stuff. And now Artie's gonna sit on this city behind the mountains, locking down this city, so even harder. Yeah, DFS knows, like, okay, you wanna go for the city, I'm just gonna sit back. Now that the Neo tank is way more passive, a bunch of anti-airs now, and just he can walk back here. Infantry are not in range of these cities. He could probably, I don't know, he can make a rocket if he wants to unlock these from really far away. Also gonna kind of move back. Okay, makes a fighter, which is a nice response to this bomber. So that'll make it so that this bomber can't just like free position like this. Once this fighter like moves, I don't know, somewhere here, somewhere in this vicinity, it'll be able to kind of zone out the bomber, right? Like it just can't be floating there unpunished. It's gonna have to start putting itself like behind units. Meantime, gonna come in and sit on the city, even inching slightly closer to that city. Not only the city, but also the HQ. And there's a very important like pivot here, like the middle. You're kind of split here by these mountains. You still can front switch these vehicles through this like, I don't know what you want to call it, a valley if you want, like this middle valley here. But it's gonna take another turn. Like it takes you 2 turns to get here in action, right? So it's important in this moment who can have the position in the middle, which currently it is tiles. There's still a few tiles that are under fire of an RD by DFS, so it's gonna make it a little bit tricky. And now we see a rocket by tiles. This rocket is nice, can sit here, range the city if he wants. So positioning wars here. Slow positional moment. A lot of people out there don't like stally boards. It is pretty stally, but not necessarily like, oh, nothing's happening, right? Like Talos has to do something. He's 1k behind. He can't just like sit back and not do anything because he will lose because of day limit. DFS, he can do that, but he has to be careful. He doesn't want to allow all this free positioning as he is moving back, right? He gave up these tiles. He's locking down that city, but it can be attacked by a couple of these units, so it can become very awkward. This is also the weaker area of DFS, so Talos is trying to really put all his efforts into his stronger area, where he can not only send all of his army, but also has the airport right there, so he can reinforce much quicker if or when they get into a big brawl. And it's going to be much trickier for DFS, right? This airport, if the fight is going on around here, the airport is going to be a little bit trickier to kind of join into the fight. It can be zoned out. Then we have the fighter. Still not in range of that bomber, but next turn it will. So the bomber has one last turn of free positioning right there, just floating above the water. Gonna heal up this infantry. Because there's such a lag of units here, like nothing can be done here. They're just left here as a little handshake moment. We're not gonna capture each other's, but we leave a little bit so that we kind of threaten, so that you have to leave yours, kind of thing. Rocket being put on the cities, locking down these, moving ever so closer to these cities because that has moved back. This rocket is definitely gonna be put like, I don't know, it can be put on this road and lock down these 2 cities, but you also have this artillery and this one, so just a bunch of indirects just pointing at his own cities to prevent Talos from trying to get them. So tricky stuff right here. And charge wise, we're kind of far. Right, it's still 60k, so and no fight going on, no brawl. But the moment that we see a brawl, that super might come in. Look at those unit values, right? We're at like 40 unit count and like 250,000 unit value, and that's just gonna keep increasing. 25k every single turn. 100k every 4 turns. Boom, boom. It's a lot of unit value. We're actually gonna sit over here. Oh, look at that. Protecting this city from so far away is crazy. And then this double RD gonna block this. Even the fighter has a beautiful wall, because that tells, anti cannot reach it. So really nice. Anti is very nicely defended. Both cities are very nicely defended. Talos has to kind of as he makes another fighter. Wow. He has to somehow position so that Derefes has to move back further away and then try to go for our city. So awkward. Such a good job here by Derefes of defending all these properties, holding that property count. Damn. Let's see Talos moving out a little bit over here with his infantry and right to the city, but he needs, I guess he can somewhat threaten to push this out. Makes a fighter of his own now to zone out the fighter, and yet now yes, the bomber has to move back behind units so it doesn't get sniped by a fighter. Moving as close as he can outside of range of the rocket. Just a line of infantry. Just all of them in range of these properties, but can't go for them just yet. Has to somehow position to be able to threaten. Like this anti is now positioned in range of his fighter, which is going to force the FS to reposition. He can't threaten this rocket yet. Yeah, no, he can only threaten like this artillery. He can't even threaten the arty like this one. He can threaten this one, but not this one. As he blocks there, so yeah, he just moves back the other arty, moves back the fighter, but he still has this arty and this rocket locking down these two cities. And wow, both ZFS actually moving off the rocket, putting on this road, which is the nice tile that locks down both cities. Dang, we got the wall here of rocket arty. This is some like campaign kind of moment. Oh wow, and now we see Talos going with an anti-air. He might be seeing something here. Taking out this infantry with an anti-air, so he needs the one shot. Goes for the double kill with his infantry. So we're getting into this is it. This is the moment. This many turns waiting as he sacrifices 2 units against that Neo. Wow, 3 units against a Neo tank. Probably up for some charge. But all these turns of build up. Oh, actually, I don't know why, but the day counter is not updating. It's kind of sad. I'm gonna go for a kill there. But yeah, look at all that unit build up. 250,000. It's probably more at like 300 after those because of the sacrifices. But gonna go for all this. Will he be able to get the charge? Maybe with some copter first strikes. Okay, fighter, and then double copter strike there. That's gonna give Derefes enough charge for a super. So Talos definitely needs to get it in this attack. He does have a few more left. Like a few here. Okay, he's gonna have to sacrifice a copter hit, an anti-hit there, and then the tank hit. He gets enough for a super of a bolt, and it lands right there. It lands on the rocket, the double artillery, all 3 of these anti-airs, and then a few tanks, and even the base. Even the base. So a big chunk of the army from Derefes is stunned now. And I think that's probably it for the attack here by Talos, but damn, he was at like, what, 3 or 4 stars of charge, and he went all the way up to 10 and got a super. Goes for the double capture right here on these 2 cities. Protecting it with his rocket, even pointing at that HQ. I would love to see what day it is, but I don't know how to tell. Let me see. Okay, so 38 divided by 2 is 19. So okay, we're like day 19. So there's still like 15, 16 days left for day limit. A nice attack here. Also switching out from Bolt into Andy as the charge also gets charged, right? So he'll be able to use a super next turn. And the FS will definitely use a super now. Where will it land? He definitely had to position somehow so that it doesn't land in a very strong spot, but it's gonna land over here. Bomber, fighter, 3 copters, 2 tanks. It's the stun wars here. Okay, we're charging and take a bunch of units out. The important thing here is, will he be able to stop these 2 captures? That's the most important thing. Because if Talos can get away with... Oh, actually, he needs to kill these infantry. Or leave them at like 4 or less. right? Because if not, he'll hyper upgrade and finish the captures. Because if he can get away with this, getting the captures and then just like pulling back, then he'll be able to win by day limit. So very important that DFS goes and destroys both infantry actually. Okay, goes, wow, that killed, wow. Take out, wow, he's not gonna take out this infantry then. He's only gonna be able to take out one if he even does it. He can only interrupt one, but that's not gonna be enough. Ooh, what the? Oh, because it's Andy, okay. No wonder, yeah, no wonder. Yeah, because if you switch out of your CO, then you lose the stats. So this is just Andy stats. That's why it's doing so much damage. So this capture is actually stopped because it's at 3. It's gonna heal up to 8. But Talos is gonna get this city, and that's gonna flip the city disparity. It's gonna be 1k above of DFS. So, damn. Also gonna be able to heal all of these up. Wow, this is looking really good for Talos now. That was such a great attack. So he's gonna hyper... Oh, what the? He resigned? What? Man. Oh, because he can't move these. Okay, yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah, these are stunned. Ah, dang. Yeah, if he could have moved them, then that'd be a different story. Yeah, no, all this is gonna die next turn then. So... dang. That's crazy. I thought this was really good, but yeah, this makes sense because he'll get the city, but he lost a whole bunch of army, and this will most likely die next turn because this will heal up and be able to attack next turn, right? This is all stunned by Talos. He cannot move this. And DFS did the correct play of attacking the stuff that is not stunned, right? Just attacking the army, and then on the next turn he can attack the stunned stuff. And so he'll be down a property. He'll be down 1k, but with just the huge amount of army he'll have, he'll be able to easily flip this property in a few turns. And we're far away. Like, this is day 20. It finally updated. He'll have plenty of time to flip this property back. So, damn, really, really well done by both players. That was a seal swap. Is it not over? What's going on? That was weird. Yeah, no, that was resign right there. But really well played. That was a very interesting positional match. I feel like Talos could have gone for a bit more aggressive plays early on to deny this property. I think the one over here as well with a copter. Maybe I'm getting confused with the first match, but damn. That means that DFS, he was able to get the 2 wins he needed, right? To get himself to the 3 wins. So it's now down to Talos and Laska Larner. DFS has 3 wins. Laska Larner has 3 wins. Talos has 2. So if Talos wins against Laska, it'll be all 3 of them at 3 wins. Oh, sorry about that. And so it'll be a 3-way tie. But if Laska wins, then Laska has 4 wins. He's above everyone else, and he'll win. So it's either Laska Larner wins by winning, or there's a 3-way tie between Talos, DFS, and Laska Larner if Talos beats Laska Larner in this last match. Okay, we're down to the last match, the third match, which I was just talking about. What are the possible results here? So very important. Well, I hope you guys don't mind that both of them are facing opposite sides. Maybe I should change Laska Larner. Let's put him as Yellow Comet. Sure, whatever. So they're facing opposite sides, but I just want to keep Talos as purple because he was purple in the last game. Just trying to keep a little bit of consistency there. So yeah, we got Laska Larner against Talos. I don't know why this is so bugged out, the power charge. Yeah, I know, weird stuff. But we have another Von Bolt and Andy tag mirror. The only one that didn't pick Andy as a tier 3 was Rejuice. I feel like Rachel is pretty decent, but the Andy how do you say? synergy is also pretty nice because of the healing up from the missile, right? That's really nice. And Andy can also heal up from Rachel missiles. Although a Von Bolt and Rachel missile could be really neat, not gonna lie. I can see the appeal in that. Last Galarian is gonna be able to go for the airport. Yeah, same capture phase by both of them. The thing here that from the Blackboard, like next infantry that goes here, like you're stopping this route, and then if you go here, then you block, and then you're forced to take another turn. I think that's why you have to keep it here and then you move it. Or like for example a tank, now you put it here, something like that. But yeah, very similar capture phase here. Going for actually last Galarian. Okay, yeah, no, going for this first, then went for this, and then third one's going here. So let's see about the timing about that middle city. It's gonna be important. See, ooh, okay. Lascala is sending this infantry up here instead of down here to be able to threaten the interrupt on this infantry next turn. So we'll see if he puts the tank here, yeah, to try to threaten an interrupt here. Thing is, okay, he made the tank on this side. So instead of making it over here, he made it down here. He'll still be able to go and defend this infantry if needed, or he can pose a threat over here in this area. Thing is that, let's see, 2, 4, 6, okay. I feel like this Blackbird should have gone here actually. So now this tank can sit over here. No, I think you need you need the tank in this area to defend this capture. There you go. It's out of range of that one. It's still able to defend, and this tank can even cooperate if the yellow tank decides to attack from this tile. Makes an artillery now. Tank artillery, that's all the funds he had. So, gonna go for the port. Tile's really like not caring about blocking the port income, which is really interesting. We'll see what happens here if Laska decides to go for that or not. Now I get the copter. Every time we've seen as soon as the airport is online, the copter. It's just, you kind of have to. It's obvious. Like you really need those copters, and it's nice. The timing also allows it for you to be able to stop this, force anti-air builds. It's really nice. This map is really interesting. It can get very stally real quick, but there's a lot of early positional threats that you can do. Anti-air is forced over here to protect. You know, the copter can go and sit in the city, just to be annoying. Already going down here on the airport side, huh? It's funny that it's kind of, the blackboard is blocked. It can't go for the port anymore. So that was gonna be able to get the port next turn. I guess this one couldn't have reached 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Oh, okay, good. So even being here in 2 turns, it could have blocked the port. So this is now preventing the blackboard from stopping the port cap. So Talos will get the port. He didn't get it last game, but he will here. Okay, just poking at the blackboard, just because. Why not? Gonna go for that capture. I'm gonna go over there. So Captain now going over here to annoy and harass these 2 captures. I guess you could send this one. Yeah, still in time. The anti-air is probably gonna go over here though, because there's no tank, so I can ward off all these copters. I mean, yeah, you can't have to. Gonna make a copter over here. Tank. Both of them got the middle cities, so no interrupts there whatsoever. We'll see if this infantry is going to position itself or this one to be in range of this one to force some awkward defense here by Talos. Gonna start this capture. Gonna need an anti, of course, to defend, to try to go for these and these. Like, you always need an anti here, guaranteed to go for this and this, and you kind of need 2 of them. Okay, positioning this one in range of that city, which definitely not gonna get it, but not having any infantry in range of this city. Okay, and delaying a lot the com tower cap too. Like, he's focusing more on the properties, and Talos had really rushed the com tower. Now he's getting the port. Now he can let the black boat do whatever it wants, doesn't matter, and sit in that city to stop that capture. Already's not doing too much. We'll see what it does. We have seen no attack whatsoever except for that little black boat poke. Laska didn't even send a 7 copter in this area. I guess you have all of this, right? Okay, going for the com tower now. Going for that. Need to bring that anti-air. I think you can get an attack on this infantry. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, this copter can go and hit this infantry and make some just do some damage. Double copter, infantry. Yeah, attack from the sea tower right here, and nothing can reach. Yeah. So nothing in the middle. No investment from either of them in the middle. No attempts to go in for any of these middle cities. Wow, they're just like very positional, not gonna go for anything aggressive. I'm surprised we haven't seen any recon opening as well. Maybe that's too much of a newer kind of meta on this map, but recon opening here is really strong. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. Stop the middle capture, then kind of over here. No, I think you go for like the airport interrupt, and then you shift over to the middle city interrupt. Some nice stuff there. Copter just flying around, having kind of middle control of the map here by Laska Liner. Going for that capture. This infantry could go and interrupt, but so there's a whole lot of army here by Laska. And somewhat similar by Talos, and it is right in front of the airport. I wonder if he'll go for that interrupt or not. There's a bit more infantry by Laska though. There's like 5 infantry, so there's better chances that Laska can sustain this attack here than Talos. Talos just positioning here, just trying to interrupt this. Has one in range to threaten the cap, but probably not gonna get it. Yeah, he's probably gonna focus here and trying to get this capture. Looks like he couldn't put the arty here because it could have gotten sniped perhaps by a copter. But we'll see if Laska decides to send a vehicle here to interrupt, or self-interrupts this to interrupt and then starts a capture with a new one. Which that should probably be pretty good because there's no infantry here from Talos to interrupt. So I'll see if he does that. He doesn't. Okay, he goes for the capture. Wow, a lot of handshaking here properties. Gonna go for that now. And we might go into income parity here by both of them. So they both got the port. They both got these 2 properties on each side, and it looks like they're both gonna get this. Like Talos is getting it, so, and he is not gonna interrupt that either. Wow, so they're both gonna be at 26k even split. Talos is gonna move towards the middle, get a quicker positioning in the middle, and look at that, being in range of this city now. Put it on the thread, so it's gonna demand from Laska to shift some of his army over here, but he can pretty comfortably do so. So it's gonna be tricky now to do anything, as he has 2 tanks and 1 R2. That these are not gonna front, especially the R2. This R2 is gonna be here for the rest of the game. Trust me, that guy is not moving from here, and it'll be pretty strong. Like an arty in this area is really nice. Honestly, it's your airport area. You can kind of slow push into this, so that's pretty nice. Very far away from the opponent's airport. Laska pushing out over here though, positioning to go for these 2 properties. Talos is locking down one, and he made another artillery, which is probably going to go on this shoal and lock down this other city. Yeah, investing quite a bit. We got double already here by Laska. We'll probably start to see some tech ups real soon, like next turn, like by Talos most likely. So we already have a whole bunch of copters and tanks and anti-airs and artillery. So if there's a moment to start taking up, it's probably now. Okay, so he has to make another anti-air. So triple anti-air. There are 4 copters and in range of an airport, but he really wants to make sure to protect these 2. Right, so we have this arty behind the black boat, which is now that it's been injured, it can be taken out by 2 copter hits. So he has to be a little bit more careful about how he uses it as a wall. And it's also really low on fuel as well, so it's going to go down in a few turns. That's a nice little wall. So he got both cities locked down by 2 artilleries. Not pushing out over here at all, just already on the shoal. Maybe he's looking to front switch it? Wow. Will I be wrong about my predictions on the arty? Dang. Does have to move off the black boat because of the arty range, but Alaska investing a lot over here. Extending a whole bunch of anti-air, even this tank and this artillery. He is keeping this infantry in range of this city to just defend it from these purple guys. I'm not gonna go for any of these captures because of the arties. He can't really just sacrifice a copter here because there's anti-airs. So it looks like he's front switching a little bit away from this area, maybe more towards the middle. And Talos, he's going in. This is not a 2-hit KO though. Yeah, that leaves it at 1 guaranteed. This Von Bolt we're talking about. He has extra defense. Got the arty behind it, so it locks down that. The right locks down the property, defends these. I guess these 2 tiles really. Wow, and he's not even gonna protect the artillery. Just keeps all these guys behind here. Huh. Okay. Maybe makes a bomber. Copter, okay, and a neo tank. Okay, now yes, we're seeing a neo tank. Just gonna put an anti on this city because there's no tank or whatever unit that can shoot at it. Classic sitting on your city to delay the cap threat, which I love. You guys should do this more often. If you're not aware of this kind of stuff, this is amazing. Just free value. But Alaska, now that Talos has kind of shifted stuff more towards the middle, he's pushing out. Even in front of this anti, he's probably gonna put this artillery like right here and just lock down this, so it shoos away this. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense because this anti cannot move because it's blocked out. So this is cool. It locks down these 2 tiles. That's really nice. So now he's coming back. He's bringing back those units again. It's like, oh, I went towards the middle. You went towards the middle. Okay, now I'm going towards the side. Big threat here. So, and makes a bomber. So that black boat is not a wall anymore. That is gonna go down with a bomber. So let's see how Talos will deal with this. He can still lock the city, right? Still out of range of the bomber. But, and now he has all this army as well. Like he's having a bunch of army here, which can range stuff in this area. That is where he wants to kind of lock down the cities. So we'll see. Takes out that infantry. Oh, I guess there was an infantry fight there that I missed. Yeah, I don't know. And doesn't even respond here. Wow. Let me go back a second. Doesn't even take out the copter or tank. So he just took out, like he just allowed a whole vehicle to go down pretty much. Huh. Dang. Okay. Just like getting a little bit more charge, I guess. I don't know. But being down vehicle, it's not gonna be that huge of a deal now that we have so many. It's more about the position now and what you can do with it. And we might see a bit of a trade here of these 2 cities on both sides. These arties locking down the city, getting a little poke there. No tank here, so he has this in the copter. But I thought that doesn't have any anti here, so that could be a good trade for Alaska actually, sending copters here. Because he has so many anti-airs. Makes a medium tank on this base. And yeah, puts the arty here to lock down the city. Has this one to lock down this one. And then has a bunch of infantry. Can barely defend this property though. Just a single infantry can reach. So it's gonna be tricky for for Talos. So he can start a capture and like block or I don't know, something. Blackboard out range of that the bomber. Let's see if he starts the capture or not. Ooh, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't go for the capture. There's no arty in range. Huh. Okay. I thought he could. Maybe he's thinking about it. It's like, do I go for the capture or not? Down here, a bit more of a shuffle of units, not really keeping any infantry in range of this city anymore, since we got this guy. And just having a wall to defend from these units and these units over in this area. Got the arty protecting this, got the arty protecting this. Yeah, just didn't go for that city. Wow. Such a low amount of fights and so a low amount of charge. They can't really threaten a super. But if you remember last game, they were at like 3 or 4 stars, right? And then Talos was able to get a super in one big attack. He did have to sacrifice a lot. He did end up losing, so it wasn't worth it. So they're gonna have to be careful. Neo tank shifting down to the south. We are seeing a lot of artillery here by Alaska. 3 artillery down here. Talos 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Alaska has more artillery than Talos, and you know how big of a fan Talos is of arties. But man, in comparity, low charge, big unit buildup. Ooh, okay. Alaska going in with his anti-kill on that infantry, and actually he is gonna dive in. It seems like he's gonna get a poke on that artillery, gonna take out this other one. Yeah, the fact that Talos doesn't have anti here, okay, he's forced to make a fighter here. I guess more of a response to this bomber, really. But no anti down here really hurts, because then these trades are gonna be very favorable for Alaska, right? You get into a copter fight, the other one has anti-airs, take out yours. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. You do have the airport though, so you can replenish copters really quickly and win a copter fight. But the fact that there's this many anti-airs makes it not that good. And look how many units Alaska is sending down there. He wants to take out that airport no matter what. Almost taking up as many tells as he can, really. Like nothing fits. But yeah, you got 4 anti-airs in this area pointing at that airport. Talos is kind of caught off guard. The problem though is that as he's sending all of this, he is kind of leaving a vacuum everywhere else, right? Like you got all this big chunk of army from Talos that it can now push out over here. Like you got this guy pointing at that city. So we'll see if Talos decides to shift and defend here, or decides to be like, nah, I'll defend with as little as I can. There is only one single infantry healthy in range of properties from Talos. These are a little bit late, like they need another turn. So maybe Talos can do something elsewhere on the map. This will be interesting to see. Fire's gonna zoom by, position in the middle, range, almost the entire map. So bomber has to be protected. Gonna go for a little bit of a copter fight there and sit on the airport with an artillery. The other one behind brings the Neo tank. Tricky to defend this property. This, I think Alaska might be able to get this. I don't know. Maybe he has to get into a little bit of a brawl. That he'll lose a little bit too much of units. I have to see. I don't think there's a way to break through. And yeah, okay, Talos is going for the middle and going for this capture right here. So most of Alaska's army is down here. It has to choose whether to double down on this capture or go back towards the middle to stop this. I think though he can comfortably interrupt and then put the arty on the city, on this road. So I think he should have enough tools to stop any of this stuff from Talos. And as Talos is leaving a vacuum over here on the top, now he can push out. He has double arty, copters, and a whole bunch of infantry. He has 5 infantry, so that'll be enough to easily get 1 property, or at least force a big fight. And actually, okay, sends a tank to get a little 5 HP damage. Has arty, probably puts the other arty here. And okay, he's not gonna go for any captures down here. So he's just gonna shift back towards the middle. Put the Blackwood there to defend, and look at this huge amassment of army. Man. It's so cool to see these big armies, but you know that when you're playing, it's like it can become very painful real fast. It's so hard to play around this kind of stuff. There's so many possibilities. You open the move planner and there's like a gazillion possibilities of positioning and fights. You're like, do I go into an attack? Do I not? It's tricky, man. But this city is definitely stopped. He probably has to back off. Like, that's just gonna get killed, yeah. There you go. So, no active threats. The only threat that I can see is these two properties, for which Tal brought this artist. I keep hitting the mic, man. I hope you guys don't hear like big, I don't know, loud booms or something. But yeah, this already back at its ideal spot at the beach, you know, they're chilling at the beach. It is in range of some copters, but it is locking down that city. Got double neo tank, medium tank in the middle, and the fighter right here. Oh, look at this huge army. Talos now a bit more all concentrated, a little bit split by these mountains, but you got like 90% or 80% of the army from Alaska here, and like 20% over here. They're posing a very big threat. Like, it's posing a threat on these properties. There's probably... Is there a way that Alaska could capture and then block? Oh, no, you got this RD right here. Yeah, so it should be pretty fair, at least, unless you, like, sacrifice these copters. That could be. You start a capture, and then you send both copters to take out this RD, and then you put, like, tank... I don't know. Probably have like open the move planner, but I'm not gonna do that. There might be a way, might be not. Maybe it's not worth it to, you know, like start a capture, block, so that's no way possible for Talos to break through and stop the capture. But Alaska not gonna do that. Damn! Look at this big army, guys. 51 units, 41, almost 300k for each, and only 2 stars of charge. Talos gonna go in and take out this 3 HP copter. I think that's probably it. Just gonna slowly get some charge, perhaps. Try to be able to threaten first, you know, a big attack into power kind of turn. So sacrificing a little bit of unit value for some charge. Fighter right there. What an annoying spot for this bomber. It's like, well, gotta go back. But we got these huge walls of armies now. Now active threats over here from Laska. So Laska being like the more proactive player, especially on the sides, just threatening this area, and Taos more about the middle. He's like, I'm just gonna defend the properties on the sides, and I'm gonna try to just have more of a middle control and threaten this city, and just try to death ball more in the middle. So very different approaches to what can be threatened on the map. Okay, a whole bunch of shuffling down here. Again, defending this, got the double already set up there. Tricky stuff. Tricky stuff. This Blackboard cannot be taken out with double copter. And like fighter, yeah, that's not gonna be possible. So probably just a repositioning here. This city is under threat, but you do have a whole bunch of army here. Okay, bomber right in front of these 2 fighters. I mean, anti-airs. Do you sacrifice an anti to just like take out this bomber? I know it doesn't die, but that's a whole lot of damage. That's a really nice trade. Fighter can just stay there, yeah, because outside of range of these anti-airs. Okay. Keeps that already in range of the city, so he doesn't sit anything. And now it's again Laska's turn. Yeah, anti-airs are gonna go in and take out that bomber probably. 2 of them. Boom, boom. Then, ooh. Can he go for a big attack here? Like copter infantry or copter tank, copter attack. Some kind of stuff down here. Possibly block here. This guy can reach this, and this guy can reach that. So he can start 2 captures actually. Also these, but looks like he's not gonna go for that. Ooh, T-Copter is nice. So he can actively threaten these captures right here. Like Laska Lerner is being really creative with the threats that he can pose. Again, like more so defending the middle and going for the sides, and Talos is like defending the sides and going for the middle. Okay, T-Copter, okay, just not gonna do that. I guess this single anti-air and infantry are kind of locking down this from a possible like T-Copter drop. But ooh, okay, does not go for that. Just Went for the double anti-air bomber kill. Okay, just kind of trading army value. And the charge is building up, right? This is like 16k for a 22k unit. So a bit more charge there for Talos, I believe, as these two antis are going to go down. Let's see, what are the plans here for Talos? They are at equal income split, so one of them has to do something. Okay, another Neo tank. Man, the amount of army that there is crazy. Fighter, that's very weird fighter positioning. Oh, it's for blocking. Okay, double fighter blocking on the shoal bridge right here, so you can start this capture. And there's no way. Nice. There's no way of taking out these, right? You need two anti-airs to take out one of these fighters. So that is probably not gonna go through unless he sacrifices. Maybe he sends one copter there. Yeah. Oh no, never mind. He does not go for that attack there. Okay. T-copter's back to threaten the island capture. I like what Lasca Larner is trying to do. Very creative here. Imagine if we see an APC here, because these copters are running out of fuel. This Blackbird as well. Look at this copter. So much shuffling of units that they start running out of fuel. That's funny. Imagine we see like a battleship or something. It would take like forever. But a battleship on the port could be kind of viable, because this is your airport site. So you could do a battleship and it would take like, I don't know, 5 or 6 turns, which is forever. But you could potentially see some stuff like that. And another RD here. So APC RD copter build. Nice. RD's gonna get a shot at that infantry, which was, yeah, pretty much granted. And then double anti-air shot at these two fighters, which hurts. That is gonna give a whole bunch of charge for both, pretty much. Even after that, last guy's behind on charge. Dang. But that is gonna mean that last guy is gonna get that city, so finally one of them is going to have income or just property advantage, as he also like pulled back from here, and a bit too much. I feel like now look at this big ball of army from Talos just moved up north, right? Like it's going to go back here. So it's like you got the property, but I think that's going to flip back. This army is not going to be able to catch up to all of this. Maybe, ooh, and that's a nice buy too. Both fighters from Lasca, right? He only has 2 fighters. Yeah. So both fighters now down means that Talos can make a stealth without threat of fighter counter. He had to make another one. So stealth can get some damage. Maybe Talos can push out and put some threat on these city right here because of the stealth. But honestly, most of his army is over here, so I'm not so sure about it. Let's see if... Ooh, Lasca had actually... Oh, that's really smart. Wow, I did not notice that. Wow. Man, these guys play so well. So Lasca, he had switched to Andy after he put the fighters here. So it's like, yeah, they get hit. I get the charge. That's why he's behind the charge with Von Bolt. It's because he had him as the other CO. Now you can heal up the fighters. So they're still good. They're at 7 HP, right? They're not at 10, but that's still fine. They can still counter the stealth. So he not only gets the city. Oh man, if he would have shot the Arty there with a copter, just sacrifice a copter, then maybe he could have gotten that city, because that Arty injured would not have done enough damage to stop this from getting healed back and then capture. Damn. Is he gonna go with a T-copter? He is. Okay, T-copter drop onto that forest. It's not in range there, so that's really neat. Although Ante could come over here. So this can still be stopped by Talos, but he does get that city. The problem now is, okay, will this be recaptured by Talos, right? Lasca can be happy of like, okay, cool, we're at day 22. There's 13 days left for day limit. You know, it's not gonna go on forever. And if I can hold on to my properties, it looks like he's still gonna try to pose a threat here. Just leaving a little bit of army, but front shifting most of it over here. No infantry from Talos in range of this city, but he really needs to make sure that this city doesn't get flipped back. Fortunately for him, there's no infantry from Talos in range this turn, so he does have like an additional turn. And Talos, it looks like he's not even gonna go for that, or maybe he is, but he's charging down here in the middle. He's gonna go in, and I bet you he's gonna use that super. Bunch more attacks. Okay, gets the arty kill. Needs a little bit more. Very close. He'll very easily get it. Okay, infantry fight there. Neo tank, and he gets the super. And I guess that's also another thing for last turn, he had to position stuff to be like not in range of that one bolt super. So very awkward positioning. But there you go, boom, it lands right there. Oh, that hurts. And this match is from before the CEO changes, because if not, this would have gotten stunned, or at least it would have been taken into account, and then maybe it would have hit somewhere else. But yeah, hit right here. So arty, fighter, 2 arties, double tank, copter, anti-air, a good amount of vehicles. So maybe now he can attack on this somehow. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in range. And he has to be careful because last guy's gonna use his super next turn, so it's not gonna be that easy. He does need to send like an anti-air over here, or 2 really, or just an anti-air and a copter perhaps. It's gonna bunch up these units. It looks like this is gonna attract the missile from Von Bolt next turn to really divert it away from this, right? Like this is tough. Look at how many vehicles there's right here. Like this has to cancel out this. It's kind of crazy. And he switches over to Andy so he can repair from the missile next turn, which is something that Alaska cannot do, right? Because he already used it for the healing up of the fighters. Oof, man. There goes the stun. The stealth doesn't show a stun, but I'm sure it got hit. That'll probably update next turn. This stuff is gonna get taken out. Neo tank, gonna go, doesn't go exactly down, but almost. Tank is gonna finish that off. That as well. And goes for that capture, goes for that. Oh, and that was even, he didn't even leave an anti or anything over here. Wow. Talos is going like all in end game kind of middle, like I'm gonna take out all of your army kind of thing. Wow, that is bold by Talos. Man, this guy, we've seen him done stuff like that before. If you've watched the Sumaki Cup 1, he's done stuff like that. Like he's gone down in properties 10, 15 days before day limit just to go for like bigger army and then get it, just like switch or flip the property disparity right before day limit. Man, this is crazy. He's gonna go down quite a few. Like that's 3 properties. Damn. So he's gonna try to definitely use the super to heal all his stuff, and then try to wipe out army, and then try to win somehow. Like flip more properties in the next 10 or so days. So wow, what a game! What a game to finish off this tournament. Crazy. Gonna resupply there, reheal this. So man, 310. This is like high funds kind of values. Extra movement there to take out that guy, and he's gonna just pounce in over here. This army is split a little bit, so a little bit awkward. Elevator is injured by the missile. We have a good healthy amount of anti here and fighter to take out bomber, copter, fighters. Oh, this is gonna be devastating. Boom, boom. And this is Andy against Andy. So it's not like it's Andy fighting against Von Bolt stats, so it's a little bit more normal here. Oof. He gets that kill there, and Andy also gets extra stats, extra firepower when he uses the super, so a big wipeout here. And the HQ, the freaking HQ is right there. Man, and he's gonna start the capture here. Alaska can't, he has to use an anti to take out a copter and interrupt, but I guess you have this arty here, but still it's so much army from Talos. He does start the capture right there. Makes a bomber even. These infantry are all in range of these 2 properties as well, so just huge amounts of army. Fighter, there's what, 1 fighter from Alaska, I think, right? He only has 1 fighter? Yeah, 1 fighter. And got the stealth right here, so stealth is going to be putting some work if this fighter can't be in range. Man, the unit value army is the discrepancy is huge. What the hell? I'm telling you, Talos has these plays, man. These like long-term kind of plays, giving up these properties to wipe out army. Dang, that is crazy. That's a 100,000 difference of army. That's 50% more than his opponent. That is insane. Will Laska resign here, or will he keep going? Like, you do have a pretty big income lead, right? Like, maybe you can hold on as you hyper repair there. How much was it? Oh, wait. Let's go back. Oh, I didn't see. Okay, never mind. He healed up a few things. Probably also extra stats. It is one bolt, so does need that extra stat. Ooh, it doesn't even go for the interrupt with the RD. Not sure why though. You could definitely sustain an interrupt here. Like, there isn't that many infantry from Talos. The only problem is these two. I feel like it's gonna be really hard to sustain these two for Alaska. So those two are definitely gonna go down. But he does have these two. This recon is in response to this guy, so probably able to deal with that. Oh man, this game is so interesting. Gonna take out some stuff. Ooh, fighter being in range of other anti-airs means that this stealth is gonna go unpunished. Maybe he needs to make another fighter. That's gonna be really tricky. He could like tell us. Oh, he even has again the power for another Von Bolt super. Wow, that's crazy. These huge army fights charges up your charge so quickly. It's crazy. Dang. That means another stunning is coming with a follow-up and the super. So where is that super gonna land, as he doesn't make any other fighter? So, oof, man, I think last guy is done. He does have a really nice income advantage, but the army wipeout here is crazy. Even after, like, that was a big turn though. Wow, 100k in army gone there by from Talos. Dang. Oh, what happened there? Oh, did Talos time out? Or this is just kind of bugging out. Okay, that kind of sucks. So it's not giving me the action by action. That really sucks. Don't know why. But okay, so Talos is capturing this city. He will get it. There's a big active threat here with the HQ as well. I got 3 infantry with a little teacup to drop and everything, and this defending, and not a lot from Talos to defend. He does have the missile, which will most likely land here, perhaps on these 5 copters. Unless it falls here on this Neo tank and RDs. So let's see. I have to go back and forth to see what happens. But okay, lands on the copters, and he injures here. Does get this city, moves out over here a little bit. Stealth is like not doing too much. What they do? Nothing. Just chilling. Stealth is just chilling here. Maybe it's protecting the bomber from the anti-air. I'm not sure. But these 2 cities are now under threat by Talos. HQ is no longer under threat too much. Got the Neo tank on it. Laska does have the super ready as well. Oh, I think that's probably why. So it's to divert the missile right here, like stealth and medium tank perhaps. He'll probably land over here. And Laska will have no idea because there's a freaking stealth. You don't know where it is. You don't know where the missile will land. So you can't have to just like use it blindly. So do we have the action by action now? We do. Okay. So it does land right here. This stealth has only been for diverting missiles. That's it. That's really funny. Mex gets a little kill there. Next turn, Talos will have the super though again, so this will all get healed up. But the unit value discrepancy is pretty big, and I don't see too much that Laska can do this turn. Yeah. So he's falling behind on unit value quite a bit. He does have 4k more in income. Oh, imagine if he could block this recon, that'd be nice. But he can't. So this capture is probably gonna go through. And okay, probably gonna go for some attacks. He's not gonna use the super. Okay, I don't know why he did that, but okay, we got the super going. Man, who's gonna win here? Like, Talos is ahead by 50% above Laska. But income discrepancy, Talos is gonna get this city as well. So this is what I'm telling you. He went for army wipeout and then flipping back the properties. He still has time. He can do that. So this is just huge brawl over the past few turns. Just lowering and lowering that unit value, and the discrepancy now is huge. 240 to 130. He gets another city. Now he's gonna get these two. So he's gonna be ahead if he is able to get both of them, which I think he is. Yeah, he can just take out this infantry and nothing will be in range to stop these two captures. Wow. Even takes out that anti-air, so guaranteed flips here. Even this Teacups is going to be able to threaten these captures. That guy is going to get taken care of. So Talos is absolutely winning here. Like 99% to 1%. Like he would have to time out to allow Laska to have a chance. He's going to have the income advantage, so he can just go to day limit. He has the army advantage in all counts and the position as well. Like he's fighting into Laska Lerner's base range. Crazy. And Laska tops out and resigns. Man, what a match. That was a crazy way to finish this tournament. GG, really well played by both here. Wow, amazing. It was like super position at first, and then income parity. Then Laska went for the little play there with a fighter to block and be able to get the income advantage. And Talos went for a whole like, you know what? Sure, you can have them. Have my properties. I'm just gonna take the middle, wipe out your army. Yeah, right. Like I'm just gonna pounce and attack at your like half of your army, since the other half is like over here, can't do anything. And over the next, what was it, like 6 or 8 turns or something, just brawl, one super after the other, just gonna win, have a huge amount more of army, and then he'll be able to get this property, get this one, even got these properties right in front of his base, and got the win there. So that was pretty crazy, and that actually gives us the scenario of the 3-way tie, where Laska Lerner got the 3 wins, DFS got the 3 wins, and Talos got the 3 wins as well. So let me look at this a little bit to see what happened and who won, because I don't remember exactly, and what the criteria is. Okay, so after looking into it, although there was a 3-way tie, the first tiebreaker is usually if someone beat the other 2 in their head-to-head game, right? So we have 3 guys. We have DFS, Laska Lerner, and Talos. The thing is that they all beat each other in a round, right? Like, freaking DFS beat Talos, then Talos beat Laska Lerner beat DFS, and so you go in a circle. So there was that tiebreaker doesn't work. So then we move on to another tiebreaker, which are apparently secret. There's some secret tiebreakers for when there's a 3-way tie like this in a round robin, and I think they're kind of public. I think they did put it public, and I found it there on Discord, but literally there's 1,500 messages that I'm not gonna go through that apparently talk about that, how that tiebreaker works. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and do that. But the winner established by metrics that determine who played the best in all these matches, or at least in the 3 matches in which they all tied, was granted to Talos. So Talos was the winner of the Quack Cup number 2. Congratulations to Talos. Amazing. Hello everyone. We have here the champion of the Quack Cup number 2. Thank you so much, Talos, for being here with us and delighting us with your answers that I will soon question you on. I don't know why I'm phrasing this way, but anyways, thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, hi again, man. Thanks for having me. It's really fun talking about these old tournaments, which are already old now.
Yeah, man. They are definitely old. When did they finish? Like a year ago, right? It's been a while.
This one started probably back to April 2023 and probably lasted over a year, so
Yeah,
2024.
that's crazy. And yeah, you were just saying me off camera, you had to like kind of refresh your memory with the games.
Yeah. Yeah, also, I mean, you can easily remember the games due to the art of that tournament, which was just great. Like all the maps having their unique themes. So it's quite easy to pinpoint which game was what in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start ahead with the questions I have here for you. So first off, and you kind of hinted at me at this before I started recording, but what do you think of the Shadows Chase You Endlessly theme? You know that every single map was kind of a spin around that.
It was good. I have nothing really wrong with it. It's really in the idea of a Quack Cup where you have some extra weird gimmicks. Like I think if it's part of a contract of that tournament. Were they well executed? I think for most of it, yes. I mean, you have a few maps which are just copy-paste of the original. I think round 2 and one of the finals round were just copy-paste.
Yeah.
And then turning them into mixed base can really remove common issues that you have with Shadows Chase You Endlessly and just make it just completely different dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
So were we playing? It was Shadows Chase You Endlessly themed, but it was really playing other maps like round 3. Round 4 was a stall fest. Round 5 was just really weird diagonally symmetric map. Round 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, the theme's nice. And it just really, it's more I don't know, emotional, but like it's like you get touched more, and the gameplay is quite different from map to maps.
Yeah, and you were saying that you were a very big fan of the original Shadows Chase You Endlessly, no?
Yeah, the map has followed me quite some time. It was one of my really early Global League games, and then I played the Discord Cup 5-2 finals on it against Master of Math.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to play against Go in the finals of Discord Cup 6 on that same map. Both of which I luckily won, but against Go it was just the winners, the double elimination reset, so we had to play one match. Yeah, so this map has been in many of my tournaments.
You've played it a lot, so you know it inside and out pretty much.
I've played it decent amount of times. I know some players have played it more because they played in Global League. I don't think I've played it more than 5 or 6 times other than this tournament.
Oh, okay. Still a decent amount, but yeah, probably Starflash has played it like 30 times or something. What do you think about the tag COs mechanic that we have in Add-Ons by Web?
I like it. It really changes much more than you think, and especially just the power dynamics. Depending on which tiers are allowed, it's really going to transform how the game is going to go. It's really power heavy, and that's the main difference. So you get a power heavy mode with standard funding, which is a bit of a niche that it can only fill. And yeah, so with the tag COs you can play either like aggressive story combinations, double story combinations. You can really play double aggressive. This usually falls a bit too far back. So you have extra CO diversity, and you get COs like Andy getting really pushed upwards in the tier list, and other COs, fine. Probably Lash is the biggest example of being pushed down, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really get her defense boost. So, and of course it makes Rachel a good CO, which always bonus points.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll talk about this later for the finals map, but if the tiers are not selected correctly, you have the issue that there's maybe 1 or 2 CO combinations that are clearly above the rest, and that could be a problem by itself.
Yeah, I guess especially in a map like this one, like that was for the last round, the Shadows Chase You Endlessly, where it's very high income and base light, so it kind of exacerbates the fact that it's very power heavy. So you kind of stuck with the obvious choices.
Yeah, and the last map had Von Bolt or Hawk as the T1 picks, since Sasha is always banned in tags. Because of course you're going to be reducing the 2 powers. And Javier, I think Javier was allowed. But yeah, on T1 Shadow Stage, endlessly having Von Bolt really control the choke points to do 10% defense is just crazy good. And with that, you just had that map, Von Bolt Andy or Hawk Rachel as the only picks. And Hawk Rachel against Andy is not really exciting.
True.
So you will only go for the combinations that you can see. I think you can see that everybody picked either Von Bolt or Andy on that screen, except for games that did not start. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the 3 matches, because those 2 from Shark that just ended day 1, but the other 3 matches were all Von Bolt, Andy, and I think someone had picked Rachel.
Maybe Regius, because Regius loves Rachel. If you follow the tournament, he played it a lot.
And what did you think about the custom tiles? There was a lot of different tiles throughout every single map.
Yeah, once again, my answer is I like them. I found the gimmick like simultaneously custom maps and tags just being a really good combination for the Quack Cup idea. And yeah, but of course some bit more successful or more well done than others. I think it was round 4, which was extremely visually confusing.
The Pokemon?
The Mario World.
Oh, the Mario World. Yeah. The round 4.
Yeah, Famicom Wars was a bit strange. I mean, my favorite was round 2 because it was Fire Emblem. It's a bit emotional for me, but also it was just the clearest design by the fact it's really the assets from the original games being taken there.
True.
Honestly, I'm not really bothered by them. Like, it didn't really. I'm not missing ideas because I'm misreading the map because of them. So, yeah, just fun. Just pure fun.
What about the paint one, the last one?
Oh, it's great. Just great.
That one was like simpler. It was like a bit easy.
It's extremely clear. Yeah, like once again, I'm not gonna miss stuff because it's only classic Shadow Stage USMT maps. So, like, if there's some forests which are not clear or some roads which is like mixed in with a plane, you'll notice it immediately. So
yeah,
like usually the debates with custom tiles is with shoals and roads. Here it's not an issue.
So I wanted to ask you about the match against DRFS, the round 2 match.
Yeah.
Let me try to pull it up. So I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think could have been done differently in this match, and did like the black boat on the point set you back? Like, what do you think could have been done a bit different? Because this was the only one that you lost in the finals.
Yeah, about this opener, I'm always a fan of keeping my black boat active rather than just on the port. I think it really allows you extra tactics, which, I know, you can probably get compensation in most cases. I don't exactly remember how it went. I think I was scared a bit in the middle, like a few turns before this, where my center city was not that easy to cap, or like if I capped it, it could maybe kill my infantry afterwards, or yeah, maybe the turn after. I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think once I capped the city in the center, like maybe he could have converged on it, which was I remember I had to calc stuff here. Yeah, so here maybe with a tank, infantry, and there could be tactics in this position, like you have to calculate a bit. Honestly, the opener was very classic. I don't think there was much going on, and we ended up in the Von Bolt stall situation where I think I tried to go on the island up there. Oh yeah, I remember trading my B-copters for anti-airs to get unit count play. But I don't think it really paid out. It was really worth. Like, I was threatening the caps, but I could not get them. And that double artillery defense was quite original, but I don't think it did that much.
So
yeah, then we enter this.
Yeah, this big stall. So so a question here for the big stall, because a lot of people struggle a lot in big stalls like this. You know, like intermediate players, maybe even some better players. I don't know, 1300s, 1400s. They're like, I don't know what to do here. And something that I noticed after I recorded this match is that the blackboard would have actually died before day limit, I believe. So it wouldn't have been an issue regarding property, because you were like dead even, except for this one port. So this would go down, and then you could have like captured it right before day limit. So it would have been like a tie. But was there a reason that you decided to pounce here?
Well, first I think when I made the rocket buy and had the bomber, I had a lot of positional pressure and trying to threaten the center cities or to cut off the island and get the two cities on top. That was my ideas. And then when I bounce, it's probably too early, and I have my unit comp is incorrect to do this type of play, and I get really punished on the air right afterwards.
Yeah.
That was probably the big mistake, and this Von Bolt's COP hitting the shoal bridge is just awful for me. But once again, there's not even much of army in the center for me to play. And yeah, it was a bit. It's not a good attack. It's clearly not a good attack, but I guess I just got a bit impatient on that one. What else could you do is just keep stacking some attack up units in the center, and in this position you want. If your opponent is in a ball like this, you can't even split him up, so it's very, very hard to make progress. I think you can see there's a bit of a lack of land tech units and bombers from his side, and that's why he built a bomber, so you could maybe get some big attack vehicles, like even the mega tanks, which are not as popular at this time. I think today players are more prone to build mega tanks than a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, and get into a mega tank
comp isn't good.
What's that?
Yeah. So the army comp is, I'm not really satisfied with it, and the fact that one single tank can block the north part of the wall on that city, it makes it very hard to progress. So the tank on the city.
Oh, this one?
This one, yeah. This is just a really good capping agent, pretty much, and yeah, you need that means you need a tech unit to break it, to threaten the unzipping of a position, and yeah, it's already annoying because if it's you have a tech unit on the side, it's not in the center, so your opponent gets play. And yeah, it's. But if you just look at it, my position here is better in terms of zone I control, and that rocket I have on my city is just great. It has two forest ties in front of it, so it's very hard to attack. And your Von Bolt / Andy, your rocket should not die in one hit, and you can either repair it or you just take less damage.
Yeah, I guess here the impatience got the better of you, perhaps, that you decided to bounce.
Yeah, I think, or miscalculations, just too ambitious. But yeah, you have to go a few turns back to justify why the comp is bad. And of course, the turn starts by sacking some units in a Neo tank, which ideally you want to avoid. The turn with the power. So when I use my power, I sacrifice maybe 2 tanks and 1 anti-air.
Yes.
Get it, and that costs already a lot.
Yeah,
I think 1 tank, 1 anti-air, and 7 HP of the tank go in the Neo tank.
Yeah, I think you had sacrificed 3 against this one, and then you also sacrificed this anti-air against the tank over here.
Yeah, and yeah, it's good to have first power because, as I said earlier, tags is power heavy, so getting first power is usually an advantage. But yeah, I didn't have much to repair next turn. Let's say.
Yeah, that was devastating. And then I had an idea, what if over here, the turn before, would it be an idea to interrupt this cap with his tank? Or is it too sacrificial / Poland-ish?
2, 4, 6. Yeah, to attack from below. I mean, that's 2. Yeah. What did I do with my tank instead? That's maybe good.
You brought it, yeah, down here.
Because the question, maybe I needed to keep the tank to have my own capture in good conditions. Although I get to interrupt here.
You can interrupt, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because the middle cities are so, like, if you interrupt them early, then you're never, or your opponent is never getting them.
Yeah.
But you would be sacrificing a tank or half a tank.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe I'm too scared to lose my own city afterwards. I don't really remember the whole details. I have a beecopter though, which is interesting as well.
Yeah. There's also also another one here. I think this beecopter right here. I was thinking like if it could go over here instead. Like you did this probably to block this guy from capturing the city, right?
Yeah.
But if it went over here, then it could like wrap around and interrupt this, like threaten this, while also threatening this, and then the entire can't defend both at the same time. I think.
Can it defend both at the same time here? I'm not even sure.
I think it goes. Oh, he sends one. Oh, he makes another one. Just because his copter can only reach this place instead of this one.
So yeah, okay, he made one.
This was a smart play by the FS though.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to. I can trade my beacops for anti and maybe get unit counter advantage on this side eventually. Because I think I hit the tank with my beacop afterwards.
Oh yeah. And then you start trading that, yeah. Man, the arty from the show is so funny. you did it as well.
The thing is, since the games were played at the same time, I don't know which game copied the other. There were some ideas from one game getting transferred to the other, which was
that's very interesting. Okay.
Also, my game against Go, there were artilleries.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't original from this series. It was already done before.
Maybe mixing things up.
Regarding the match against Laskalarnar, I play it over here. Do you think that the fighter block play that he did over here? I can pull up the replay real quick. Do you remember he like blocks? Like you guys were at a stalemate, perfect even income kind of thing, and then he
had
kind of
a few more units, unit count advantage, which was significant.
Yeah, true. And then he goes for this right here. Do you think this was not worth it for him? Or do you think it was good?
Position. Because he gets one city out of this, right? Yes. Because I will interrupt one, yeah. Yeah, and okay, the thing he does is also switch on Andy, so I'm only doing pretty much 6 HP of fighter damage, and he gets a city. Because he's gonna press a COP on Andy this turn, and then you switch back to Von Bolt, and since the brawling is so big, you probably get your Andy's Cup next time anyway. And so yeah, he gets a city advantage, he's threatening the top. I think it's decent play. Of course, with that much units and funds on the board, it's not extremely impactful. And yeah, you could lose some one-hit KOs with your fighters. I think there was already ideas of day limit, honestly. With turn 23, right? He has also the teacup on the top right, which I think I missed some ideas. Like it was quite some sloppy plays around here.
But then you do something extremely interesting, and it's not the first time that I see you do this, where you kind of like you go for full-on attack without like whatever, get my cities, like you let this go through, you let this go through as well, and you instead go for a more like, I'm just gonna destroy your whole army. Like there's still like 12 days left for day limit, so I'm just gonna wreck you, and then I'm gonna recapture stuff, right?
Well, recapture stuff,
Eventually.
sure, but I'm also threatening to cap the center cities that he's, well, less defending because he's playing on the other side of the map. And the scope is also just a nice way to split his army, which was impossible in the Dead Affairs game. And here I can actually split his army into the top part, which is out of the fight, the middle part, which is paralyzed, and the bottom fight, which is pretty much fighting 1 against 2 in terms of value. And so yeah, I'm sacrificing my cities, but I'm gonna get the island down because he's playing towards his HQ. Probably gonna get the center cities if I have the time, which I already have one. And I can still have time to get the T-Copter ideas out while we're gonna be fighting around the HQ. So it's really quite more a medium-term, long-term strategy that like say, okay, I can't really defend, but the plays he did to get to that pressure lowered his defenses on the other side of the map, and so you try to play that. And I think he did some position or like some unit positioning mistake, which allowed me to get that SCOP attack. The calculations were really close, and I think the fighter going very deep to kill a fighter, to kill a battlecopter, was like the tipping point to get the charge. Turns before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I know which one you mean.
First.
This one.
Turn before. Turn before. Turn before. Yeah, the fighter here. It killed the. It barely reaches 1 air unit, which is the T-Copter, the battlecopter. So my fighter next to my Neo tank. Mine.
This one? Oh, this one.
This one, yeah. This one can only attack 1 air unit. Oh, maybe this one as well. Oh, I guess. Whatever. I remember it being important for me to reach the back. So
oh, this one you mean?
This one, yeah. I don't know. It just allowed a lot of extra ideas, which I guess should not be allowed.
This turn was crazy, man. What the hell?
It was a mess. This game is pure what a mess.
This match was crazy. These long-term plays that you do, or mid-term if you want to call them mid-term, this is like maybe the impatience or the lack of patience that you had in the other one against ZFS, you regained it in this one, and you're like, I need to win.
I definitely took lessons from that ZFS game, which ended around maybe 2-3 turns before this one. Before this turn. So yeah, I just rethought how if I wanted to go for some sack scope ideas, I will try to re-optimize it, and I think it just ended up with this combination, these ideas. Which I mean, when you see the position right now, you're like very happy because there's not, you have just so much at the center. The opponent SCOP will hit your backline and not your front line.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classic Starfire fighter on is always a fun build against missiles.
This is a crazy turn. All the stuff paralyzed here, plus this army over here that can't do anything of value this turn. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy turn.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the four battlecopters at the top of the map. It's like very awkward.
Yeah.
Like you're just on the rim.
Literally. And then I wanted to make you a question that might be. Well, I was going to say controversial, but I don't know if it's controversial. But you know the tiebreaker decision. What do you think about the tiebreaker decision?
Yeah, so the tiebreaker was between ZFS, Laska, and me, which we all won out first rounds, 2-0. And then we did 1-1-1. Oh no, I mean, they played each other first round. So. But we ended up 3-1, all of us. And we tried, I mean, I lost to ZFS and I beat Laska on the last round. I don't really recall exactly what Chase saw in my games that was better than the others. It was controversial. It probably still is if tournaments were important in terms of other than just pure prestige. Yeah, I mean,
It's okay. You don't have to give a very explanatory answer.
Yeah,
I was trying to messing with you.
I'm trying to rethink of the Alaska against the FS game in the first map, because also what's difficult with tiebreaker is one of the 3 games was played in round 1 of the finals.
Yeah.
And then I had to play both of the key games in the second round. And you could say that I had a advantageous position against the defense that I threw, but then I also had the worst position against Laska, which he threw. And so it's not really clear on what was. Maybe if we find Jay's message in the Discord quickly. But
yeah, no, I looked up on Discord and there's like 1,000 or something messages or 100 and something. And like they made a thread. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna read through that. Like, so if people want to go read it, you can go read it. Like the criteria was that. Like they gave it to whoever played the best, and there was probably some criteria there that were somewhat elaborate and subjective, but you gotta give it, you gotta get a winner, and this kind of thing that you get with a round robin, one of the problems that you can get these kind of ties, or just the fact that games or sets are like best of ones, right? If it was best of 3, maybe.
Yeah, but the round robin always has these issues of just circles in the win-loss, and so you can always get some equal scores at the end.
Yeah,
tiebreaker.
It's tricky stuff. And then last question I wanted to do was, I can pull up this. Where's it? So my question would be, and before you answer, is why you picked the purple RD. But also, I understand, like, I understand why you pick it and why you're always doing purple, because you love purple lightning.
Yes.
But yeah, I want to hear your answer first. So why the purple RD?
Yeah, aunties are great, aunties are fun, aunties win you games. That's the short version. The long version is aunties were again key units in this tournament. I think round 4 against Megstorm was really a good showcase where like just a few aunties really just tipped over the contested cities in my favor, which probably would have been impossible otherwise. And if you remember what I said in the last interview, I won Smacky 1 like pretty much the same weekend as this one, or like 1 weekend before. And so I picked Auntie and Bomber as pretty much a pair, as just these strategical units which just, if the tactics are too dull, these are the units that are going to allow new plans, new breakthroughs, and really pretty much avoid this stally standard when really you can't do anything, or you're pretty much attacker loses situations. Yeah, I mean, I just pretty much love Auntie. I think when I really started the game in 2021, I mean, I was really pushing the infantry and Auntie positioning to the max. I was with my trademark at the start, and I just still think they're just really fun to play. Just to the fact you don't get congested when you use them.
Yeah.
Like attacking by distance is strategically extremely important.
You're definitely.
Yeah, I think that's why.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's why I pick them. Yeah, okay. That's why I just pick them. Just
because you like
it. Encompasses a bit of a vision I have of a game, especially the standard game mode.
Yeah, I definitely put you as one of the top RD aficionados. You're a big RD lover out there. You do like to make them a lot, and you use them at such a you just use them so well. You know how to where to position them, and you really squeeze the juice out of the RDs. You find stuff or positionings or locking down certain tiles or properties that a lot of people out there maybe can't really recognize until it's too late, right? So I think that's super cool. And yeah, you're kind of collecting the Purple Lightning. So maybe in a few years you'll be able to get the whole army in all the units in Purple Lightning in trophies.
Well, considering my recent track record, it's a bit unlikely.
Hey, maybe soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clearly having less time to play the game, and being really badly seeded is just statistically gonna make it worse for me. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm still playing, so having fun.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview. If you perhaps...
That's like 20 units,
What?
That's a lot.
What's that?
20-ish units to get as trophies. That's maybe a bit too much to ask.
I trust you. I have my faith in you.
I suppose that no other Purple Lightning trophies are picked by other players.
You have to be the first.
Because I don't know. Right now we are all picking different trophies, but
yeah.
What if we get the same one?
Ooh, can you repeat? Yeah, that's a good question. That'll be something to ask JJ. But yeah, to close out the interview, is there anything else perhaps that you want to mention, and then we can close it out?
Yeah, we need more Quack ups back, like with really gimmicks. I know they're very hard to find and very hard to like design, but they really had something special, like between the first high funds with crazy gimmick maps, like with pipe runner, fight base, stuff like this, to this one with the design and tags, and the third one, I don't really remember what the third one
was. The third one was the mixed base fog.
Mixed base fog, yeah. They're just... yeah, I did not play that one actually, due to a tournament limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we had one, and what could it be? Probably thinking about tags again, honestly. It's been a really long time since we had last tags. There's still noise out there about tier 0 tournaments. They were a thing before we arrived on this server. Why not?
Yeah.
It's actually... but yeah, otherwise... it was great fun. I really appreciated the effort in that tournament with the maps. I just remember the day where we revealed the 5 first maps. We're like, what's going on? Yeah, it was just a fun tournament. Like really tough matches. I mean, even the games which we didn't discuss today, but like Maximum Shock. I played Vincarious as well. I played Elio, which is a friend of mine, in round 2, and it was really a good tournament in terms of who I played, how I played. Some mistakes here and there, of course, but it was a good tournament. For
sure. Well, thanks, man, for doing this interview. It's been amazing. You played amazing, so congrats on the win, the double cup right there. For everyone listening, thank you for being here. This video of the tournaments takes so much time, so please go and subscribe and like and comment and all that kind of stuff, get that engagement going. It also helps me motivate to do more of these, which require so much more time than other videos. And yeah, thanks Talos, thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you soon.
Thanks everyone, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.